All right, let's talk about what might just be the most exciting AI tool I've ever seen. It's called OpenClaw. And I need you to forget everything you think you know about chatbots, okay? This is something totally different. It's a personal AI assistant that runs 24/7 on your own computer, remembers everything, and actually works for you, even while you sleep. So let's dive into what makes this thing such a revolution. To really get what makes OpenClaw so special, you have to understand this one key difference. Most AI tools you've used, ChatGPT, Claude, they're what we call reactive. You go to their website, you ask a question, and then when you close that browser tab, poof, the interaction is basically over. But OpenClaw, it's proactive. It lives right there on your machine, not in some tab. It has a continuous memory, and it keeps on working for you long after you've shut your laptop for the night.
And that proactivity, well, that's what elevates OpenClaw from being just a simple assistant to a real autonomous partner. Seriously, think of it like having your own 24/7 AI employee. Let's look at what that actually means in the real world, because it's kind of mind-blowing.
Okay, just imagine this. You wake up in the morning and you find out your most important projects have already moved forward. That's the whole idea behind the overnight employee. You can actually tell OpenClaw, hey, every night at 2 a.m., look at my goals and just do one thing to move them forward. One user, for example, woke up to find their agent had built and then implemented a brand new customer feedback widget for their app. I mean, that's not just assistance, that's real, tangible progress happening while you are literally asleep. And why stop at just one AI employee, right? You can scale this intelligence in some pretty incredible ways. You could have a whole R&D team. You could spin up a team of, say, 5 different AI agents that meet every single night to discuss your business, debate new ideas, and then deliver a nice, concise strategy memo for you to read with your morning coffee. It's like having a boardroom of experts on retainer working for you around the clock.
And this one's for all of us who have great ideas but, can't really code. It's called vibe coding, and this is where OpenClaw just feels like magic. You don't write a single line of code. You just describe the little app or tool you want. Something like, build me a simple to-do list app, make it a clean interface, and OpenClaw will literally vibe code it for you. It builds a fully working application that you can start using right away. Wild.
And look, this quote from Alex Finn just hits the nail on the head. The ability to build things all by itself, to debate complex ideas with other AIs, and to push your goals forward overnight, these are things that other AI tools just can't do. This is a whole different league. Okay, so I know what you're probably thinking right now. This sounds amazing, but it must be crazy complicated to set up, right? Well, let's break down what it actually takes to get your own agent up and running. It's honestly more straightforward than you might think. It really just boils down to these 4 main steps. First, you pick where your agent is going to live. That's your hardware. Second, you kick off the install with a single command. Third, you've got to give the agent its brain by connecting it to an AI model that you choose. And finally, you link it to a messaging app like Telegram or WhatsApp so you can talk to your new AI partner from literally anywhere in the world. So for the hardware, you've got a few options. You could totally use an old laptop you have lying around or a small dedicated computer like a Mac Mini. Or, and this is what a lot of people do, you can use what's called a virtual private server, or VPS. Just think of a VPS as your own private, secure little computer that lives in the cloud. The big advantage there is that it's always on, 24/7, and it keeps the AI completely separate from your personal machine, which, is great for security.
Next up, your agent needs a brain. And as you can see here, you can pick one based on your budget and what you're looking for. Miniax is a fantastic option if you're on a budget. If you want just raw, powerful intelligence, you might go with a GPT model. But if you want an agent that feels genuinely human-like and conversational, well, the Claude models like Opus are pretty much unmatched.
Now, a quick but really, really important point on security. You're giving this AI control of a computer, so you have to be smart about it. Running it on a dedicated, isolated device is key. And just think about it like a new employee. You wouldn't hand over the keys to the entire company on day 1, right? Same idea here. Start with simple tasks, build that trust, and then gradually give it more responsibility. You can even ask the agent to run a security audit on its own setup to help you lock things down. So, we've covered the power and the setup, but let's address the elephant in the room, the command line. For a lot of people, that's where the fear kicks in. But a brand new tool has completely changed the game, and it's making OpenClaw accessible to pretty much everyone.
See, for a while there, interacting with OpenClaw felt like it was built exclusively for developers. The whole setup and management process lived inside the terminal, and honestly, that was the #1 reason people gave up. It just felt way too technical and intimidating.
But now, oh man, now there's nerve.
Nerve is a free, open-source web dashboard that's basically a mission control center for your OpenClaw agents. It gives you a clean, beautiful, and super intuitive graphical interface to manage absolutely everything. No more terminal headaches.
And Nerve really does feel like it gives you superpowers. You can control a whole fleet of AI agents from just one screen. You can see its entire memory and context in real time, so you always know what it's thinking. But the best part, for me anyway, is the proposal inbox. Your agent can suggest actions, like, hey, should I refactor this code, or should I email this contact? And you can just approve or deny them with a single click. It's a total game changer.
So, when you put all of this together, the autonomous power, the now accessible setup, and the intuitive control, you really start to see a fundamental shift in how we should be thinking about artificial intelligence. This, right here, is the paradigm shift. We're moving away from just visiting generic AI tools owned by giant corporations. Instead, we're building truly personal AI partners. You own the agent, you own the data, and you get to build a partner that is completely tailored to your life, your workflows, and your specific goals. This is what AI assistants were always meant to be.
And that brings us to the final, and maybe the most important question. Once you have an AI that doesn't just work with you, but actually works for you, always on, always learning, always pushing your goals forward, what could you really achieve?